Thanks for remembering the time you spent listening to The Ticket, either podcast or broadcast. Check out Dunham and Miller live each morning from 5:30 to 10 on Sports Radio 1310 The Ticket.
Super Bowl matchup, Super Bowl 40 in Detroit, is set. It'll be the Seattle Seahawks making their first appearance against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are making their sixth appearance and first appearance in 10 years. Last time they were in is when they faced the Cowboys in Super Bowl 30. And teams spend top draft picks, millions and millions of dollars, hoping that they have landed a big-time quarterback that can take them to the Super Bowl. That can be Joe Montana, Troy Aikman, Roger Staubach. And there have been some teams who've made it to the Super Bowl and won the Super Bowl that have not had a great quarterback. They've just had a guy who doesn't make a lot of mistakes, runs their offense pretty well, and they've got such a great defense or they've got such a great offensive line and running back that they're able to survive. You can do it that way, but is there any substitute for having a quarterback like Ben Roethlisberger?
No, and I think the teams that do it the way you were just speaking of, I think they are few and far between. Tampa with Brad Johnson, Baltimore with Trent Dilfer. You know,
pretty short list.
How many others?
Yeah.
I think that's the hard way to do it. The easier way to do it is to get a Montana or an Aikman or a Bradshaw or a Staubach. That's the route that most teams would prefer to go.
But I guess since there aren't many of those guys, that's why teams have to go the other route sometimes and build it in different ways. But I'll tell you what, last year when the Steelers started their run, and some of that started in that Cowboys game.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, they looked virtually unbeatable. They have the best record in the AFC last year. They got knocked off by the Patriots, didn't make it to the Super Bowl. This year they go in as a sixth seed, and they make it to the playoffs. Make it to the Super Bowl. First time a team has ever done that, go in as the sixth seed and make it to the Super Bowl. And I'm convinced the reason that they are in the Super Bowl is the guy who's playing quarterback for them.
You remember after that Pittsburgh Cowboys game last year, we came in that Monday morning raving about
Yes.
Roethlisberger, thinking, man, he's so big and he's got such a good arm and he throws like this 10-year veteran. He didn't look like a rookie quarterback. And his numbers for a 23-year-old are staggering. He's 14-1 lifetime on the road.
Yeah.
On the road.
Yeah.
His playoff numbers are great. He's been in the top 5 in passing in his first 2 years, and now he's in the Super Bowl, one of the youngest quarterbacks ever to play in the Super Bowl. The guy is just phenomenal, and not every pass is pretty, but the ones that aren't pretty still get there.
Yeah, and he makes plays from that position. You know, he's capable of making plays, and you know some quarterbacks, they get the ball there and they're part of a decent offense, but some offenses become something great because of what's at quarterback, and I think that's the Steelers. The plays he makes are just incredible. He's now 26-4 as a starting quarterback in his first 2 years. That's the other thing he's rewriting. Well, it takes time for young quarterbacks. Well, not him. And in fact, had he been totally healthy last year in the playoffs, he may have beaten New England.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't himself, I don't think, in that postseason last year after getting injured.
And that Pittsburgh defense is just phenomenal.
Awesome. Yeah.
I mean, look what they've done to not only Denver, but look what they did last week to the Colts.
Yeah.
And they've got some big-time playmakers on that defense, and they're going to be tough for Hasselbeck to handle.
Yeah. All right, to that game, are you convinced that Hasselbeck is a truly great quarterback? He has some proving to do along those lines.
Yeah, well, what's your definition of truly great? Montana, Elway?
No, just in the current NFL. Would you say he's a top 5 quarterback in the league now?
Top 5?
Yeah. See, I have a hard time. You think he is?
I think so. I'm trying to quickly compile my top 5. I guess you'd have to put Brady, Roethlisberger, Manning.
What would you immediately think? Hasselbeck next? I mean, I don't know. You
know, probably because when it comes to the NFC, I think of him as number 1.
Even when Donovan McNabb is healthy, you'd take Hasselbeck over McNabb?
Maybe not, but I'd take him second.
Yeah, I guess he's getting close. I was really impressed with him yesterday because I don't know if I've ever really been just blown away by him as a quarterback, but I thought he was really good yesterday.
Yeah, I thought he was great.
And he can certainly help solidify his greatness if his team wins the Super Bowl and he plays well. And his numbers yesterday and lack of mistakes was a lot like Roethlisberger.
Mm-hmm. I think Holmgren's done a great job with him and bringing him along somewhat slowly. He had his eye on him back in Green Bay, and I just think he's developed into a mistake-free quarterback and a quarterback that's hard to defend because I think he throws it just as well from the pocket as he does on the move. If you flush him out, he's still really dangerous with the arm, not so much with his feet, but with the arm. He's really accurate. I don't think he's got the greatest receiving core around, but yet he's got complete confidence in those guys.